All right, rewatchers, welcome back to the next mail day. I have three packages here. I have actually taken a little bit of time to go ahead and pre-cut them, but I actually have not looked in them at all. I have an idea of what I think some of these things are, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's dive right into it. All right, so we're going to start with the smallest one first. Let's see what we have in here. And I thought I'd cut this thing open well enough, but here we go. Okay, so what we have here is actually an out of print Blu-ray from 1998, 1999, somewhere around that time period. Um, Several times on the channel, I've talked about my good friend Ryan Brewer, who recently passed away. And the first time that I saw this movie was actually at his house. And it is Soldier, starring Kurt Russell. This is actually out of print and pretty hard to find, and it's even harder to find by the fact that it has a super generic title called Soldier. Even though it was made in, like I said, I think it was 98, maybe 99, but it was also the same year as Small Soldiers. So even if you try and look for Soldier and you look for the same year, you wind up getting two movies. And Small Soldier seems to be a whole lot more of them out there, and it may still be in print. I'm not 100% sure. But I actually like Soldier pretty good. I think that there's some opportunity. The movie could have been a little better. It's directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who also did like Mortal Kombat, the Resident Evil series, Event Horizon. But it's still a pretty entertaining movie. It's got a really good cast. It's got Jason Isaacs, Kurt Russell. Um, I can't remember the guy's name that I believe was in Dragon. And it also had a cameo by Wyatt Russell, who is Kurt Russell's son, who went on to be in movies such as Overlord. All right, on to the next one. Ah, yes. What we have here is Hush, the 4K edition from Shout or Scream, depending on how you want to look at it. And this is the collector's edition version. So it has four different discs, and one of the discs has what they call the shush cut, and it's actually in black and white. Because I ordered the limited edition, it also comes with a different separate slipcover, which I kind of like because really, truthfully, honestly, I'm not a very big fan of slipcovers. I'm even less of a fan of slipcovers when the slipcover is the exact same art as on the case. I really can't stand that. I mean, at the end of the day, what these things were designed to do was to be theft deterrents, and where it takes an extra second when you're in Walmart to like get the case open and get the disc out, so hopefully an associate sees you and stops you, which of course I wonder if that's ever happened in the history of the world ever, but that's what it was designed to do. So having an alternate one is actually kind of nice so that there is a little bit of variety. It also came with two posters, and the posters, if I'm not mistaken, one of them has a picture on it, the other one does not. But I believe what the posters are were the same images as the slip covers. So you've got one that's kind of the traditional poster, I guess, and then one that's the black and white cover. So what's really unique and interesting about Hush, though, the very first episode that we ever did, we were talking about horror franchises, and I in particular talked about Mike Flanagan as a horror franchise because he's done so many different things, and a lot of it is on Netflix. And for a very long time, the only way you could watch this movie, it was a Netflix exclusive. Now they have since lost the rights, and it kind of went into streaming purgatory hell, but where you couldn't watch it at all. So it's really amazing, awesome that Scream Shout Factory was able to get this and put it out on physical media. The other thing that's neat about it, and I don't know if it was just the way I was able to watch it, but the whole premise of this movie is the main protagonist is both deaf and mute, where I mean, clearly, I mean, it's going to be hard for her to communicate and try and get help. I mean, she can't get on the phone or do anything like that to try and get somebody to come help her. She has to type and stuff like that. But there are long periods of the film at the very beginning where she goes through a lot of sign language, and you have no idea what's going on. So you have to turn on subtitles, and there actually is subtitles of what she's saying, like to her friend, But then you also have her friend, whenever she's talking, you have her subtitles as well. So I'm kind of hoping in this, they've got the subtitles for just the sign language where it's almost like a burn in. And then, we kind of get on with the movie and we don't have to turn subtitles on and off to see the extra content of what the protagonist is saying. All right. So now I've left the biggest for last, and this is from Umbrella. It is an Australian import. Now, what I've got a couple of them coming, so which one this one is exactly, I don't know. We'll find out together. Oh my, this is a lot of bubble wrap. I might should have taken a little more time and looked a little closer. Uh, let's get the trusty knife here, see if we can maybe cut through this a little bit quicker. All right, I think that helped a little bit. Let's go from here. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. So again, talking about my deceased friend Ryan, whenever we were growing up, whenever we were younger, he would talk about the Puppet Master series with like Six Shooter, and there was like a sister. There was a whole bunch of these things made by Full Moon Entertainment, but there was also Doll Man. And so the first thing that we've got here is a box set, a Full Moon Fright box set. And what it's got Doll Man, Demonic Toys, Doll Man versus Demonic Toys, and then Demonic Toys Volume 2. And not long after I ordered this, I also got three media books from Germany of Puppet Master 1, 2, and 3. It's the white versions, and um those were actually really neat media books. It probably would have been pretty good if I had realized that was going to be in here. I could have grabbed them and shown them as kind of like the sister set, but that was the whole point of why I got them, so that I would be able to watch them in the order that they were released and try and experience it the way he would have experienced it, because I've never seen any of them at all. Moving on to the next one. This is cool. So the next one is the limited edition box set of House of the Devil. Now, what's interesting about this is a Ty West movie, and I've never seen this one either. Matter of fact, I don't know anything about it hardly at all, other than the fact that Ty West directed it. Now, the Ty West movies have come out recently have been a trilogy. You had X, then you had Pearl, and then you had Maxine, all with Mia Goth. And Mia Goth's not going to be in this, but those movies were so good. I really wanted to see this movie because prior to those three movies, this was considered his best film, and I'm very, very, very much looking forward to seeing this. All right, and then we got one more in here, and there's apparently some cards in here from the Full Moon Fright box too. I guess maybe it didn't fit in the box or something. And then lastly, we've got one more release, and I think this is going to be Time Crimes. Yep, I am correct. All right. So the last one is Time Crimes. This is another one that I haven't seen, but I'm very interested to see. It's actually getting an American remake that is currently in development, and I don't know what that means in development. I don't know if that means they've actually shot some of it yet, or if they've just written a script and a treatment, and they're still getting the producers and all that stuff. But I know that they are making it. But the concept of this movie is something that always really intrigues me. So a guy accidentally goes into a time machine that pumps him back an hour from where he is currently. And so there is a series of unfortunate events that begins to unfold because of the butterfly effect. And I don't know, I'm just very interested to see this. This is numbered 650 out of 1250. Let's see, I think the other two are probably numbered as well. Let's see. Yep. So there are 1,250 of the time crimes. There's 1,500 of the fright box, and this is 191. And then lastly, let's see what we got here. The House of the Devil has 1,500, and this is 457. So that's it. We've completed another mail day. I appreciate you sticking around long enough to see this. If you like the content, please hit that like and subscribe button so that we know that you do like it, and maybe we can continue to do some mail days. All right. We appreciate it. We've hit the end of the tape, hit the rewind button, and we got to get to the video store. We'll see you next time.